Hi, John.
Good morning, Brett.
How you doing?
Morning, Chantel.
Hey, good morning. Hey, hi, Pen. Nice pen.
Says, I'm rubber, you're glue,
Oh,
from the Savannah
okay.
Savannah College of Art and Design.
Oh, I love
John
pens. My dad.
John always dresses up with a coat, so I did today, and now he doesn't have one on.
You
No.
look mighty fine, I'd say.
It's because I have to preach at a Unitarian Universalist church in about an hour out in
Oh,
Philadelphia.
Okay, so you won't be with us for the other meeting.
Uh-uh.
Will it still happening anyways?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
is it-
Lynn is gonna be the host.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, I've got to fly to Philadelphia in 15 minutes.
You're such a busy man. Hmm.
So did your son get home?
Yes, he is home, and he called last night when we talked about 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
But yeah, he'd been in a coma for a week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
That's
he had
like
a pretty serious head injury. They had to. My father had one when I was 14, something similar to what Ben did. And they had to drill holes in his skull to relieve the pressure.
depression.
And they had to do that to Ben. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, he doesn't remember any of it. He doesn't remember falling or anything. But yeah, he's home and he's back to work.
Oh, okay.
He is the boss, so
All right.
he can kind of judge how much he wants to do.
Yeah, and he lives in Japan. That goes without saying that that's another thing. They have a lot of pressure there to just always be at the top of their game. And it's, yeah, really, I've seen a documentary about it the other day, and I was like, oh my God, this is not like here.
It's pretty intense.
I can't hear you, Brent.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah, it's intense. Yeah. I've seen you put your Christmas lights behind you. That's really pretty. I like these Christmas lights. Yeah. Oh, look.
Nancy's tree.
Oh, that's nice.
He wanted a small tree this year, so it's only 7 foot tall.
Okay.
I don't have one. I don't have even Christmas decoration here. So.
Have yours up, John?
Betty does.
Yeah, that's sort of how I am. I don't put it up.
Yeah. I got everything out of the attic and she took care of it from there.
So will you see your kids at Christmas at all, John?
I think we will. We're trying to figure out, a safe way to meet for Christmas. So I think it's going to work.
I think we won't see any of the grandkids, but Mike and Laura will come over for, like wine and cheese one night, and then Mark and Lisa another night, and then Michelle another night, and then Tim and Sally another night.
Okay.
Space them out.
Yeah. Yeah, we won't get with the ones from Seattle. We'll probably try to Zoom them or something like that. So
Now, who's in Seattle?
Aaron, the youngest one.
Okay.
Yeah. And he has a new baby now, so.
Wow. Tis the season
Yes.
of new birth.
Yeah. So what kind of business is your son in Japan?
He owns a fire equipment and interior design for businesses.
Oh,
So construction. So he was up on a ladder doing some measuring for a job that they were bidding on.
mm,
So, I mean, they
Okay.
saw everything from fire engines to installing fire alarms and stuff in commercial buildings.
oh.
Yeah.
Oh, all the
So-
pretty people have arrived.
Yeah.
So
Fine.
is he home now?
Yes, he's home. We talked about 20 minutes last night on the phone. So, got more of the gory details, which I'm glad I didn't know earlier. But yeah, he's home and back to work even.
Oh, really?
Well, he owns the
that's good.
business, so it's he gets to pick
Sometimes-
how much he does.
Sometimes not knowing the gory details until afterwards is the best way to do it.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't
agree.
know.
Mhm.
So, Chip, are you eating?
No, I'm not.
Okay, it looked like you
I-
weren't. I was going to
I was
ask you.
just,
I was going to see if you brought enough for everybody.
I'll try to remember next time.
Bring something gluten-free, please. Think of me.
I will. I will.
So Lynn, have you decorated any Christmas tree? Because Brent showed us this Christmas tree and it was pretty nice.
Oh, well, let me see if I can turn my iPad around. We don't do a lot, but you can, well, there, maybe you can see the
The
Victorian
fireplace.
on the
Oh,
man,
the fireplace.
and then
Oh,
Pretty.
since the tree's in front of the window, you can't really see the lights very much, but that's about all that, well, we have a wreath on the front porch that's on a timer, and so it comes on at night, you know, and.
is it a real one?
No, no, but that's about the extent of what we do. Well,
Oh,
here's
Amanda,
Amanda. Cool. Hey,
there's Amanda. Good to
Steve,
see you.
yeah, good to see you.
Hi, Amelia.
We have electric candles in the windows that we put up at Christmas time and leave until about March. Just to kind of
How
help
long?
with the decorations and all that. But that's the only other real Christmas decoration that we do.
Oh.
Sylvia Graves is here. It's Sylvia Graves today. No?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that's amazing. No Brandon Dennis this time?
Trying to fix that.
That guy with you.
Husband. Husband.
You guys got a Christmas tree up. Cool.
We did that.
Hello,
yesterday.
David.
That Christmas tree came all the way from the J farm across the road in Mooresville.
Oh, wow. Great.
Almost lost it off the top of the car, but hey, yeah.
We got ours at the same place. Nancy said she wanted a small one this year because she needed something easier to decorate. So it's only 7 foot tall.
Wow.
So the girls came over and decorated it.
I
Morning,
finally,
Dave Mills.
Hi there.
Hello.
Morning, Dan.
I'm
Now I
just,
can hear you.
yeah, trying to kill a pop-up here so I can see the screen.
Hmm.
There we go.
Burger.
Amanda. Good to see you.
It's good to see you too, and congratulations.
Oh,
Very
thank you.
exciting.
Thank you. I'm sorry you haven't met Dan yet, have you?
I don't think so.
Hi, Amanda.
Hello.
We're in cloudy, snowy Garwin, Iowa this morning at 13 degrees.
Ooh.
Here it's minus 20 Celsius and it's like 50-kilometer winds outside. I can't see a thing out there. Like my whole window is completely covered in snow and I have only one window in the whole place. I can't see a thing anymore.
Oh my.
Oh,
So
wow.
how cold do you say it was over there? 13 Fahrenheit?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Took the tree
Yes.
all the way to Iowa?
we did. Us.
And it still had needles left on it. They didn't blow off.
Tightly.
Lovely.
It was thinner time they got there.
You've already covered how Steve's doing this morning?
No, I was gonna wait and spring that on everybody during the,
Okay,
joys and concern, or, that part of it.
okay, I'll wait.
Morning, Dale Doro.
Good morning.
No, I have an update on Ruth, and then was gonna tell you about Steve in a little bit. He'll be here where he can hear you right now. He's on the phone in the other room right now, but he'll be where he can hear in a little bit.
Brandon really did a nice job on his house this year with the lights. And Miss Taylor is so fascinated, she sits in the window and looks at them all night.
Okay.
Does the cat have violet eyes?
No, she did when she was born. They were real dark blue, but they turned green.
Well, so Dave, we've talked about how cold it is in Iowa. How hot is it in Florida?
You guys make me appreciate Florida a little bit. It was 62 this morning at 6 o'clock, and I think it's probably 65 by now. It's supposed to go to about 81 today, I think.
Oh,
Mm,
Wow.
hard life. Whew.
And it's nice,
hard life. Yeah, really.
it's nice and sunny as well, so that helps.
Rub it in.
No, I guess there's no need for vitamin D supplements when you live in Florida, right?
No, but we take other ones.
There's a lot of people from Quebec where I live who go to Florida, not this year, but usually they're populating Florida. I think they're not very appreciated out there. There's too many of them.
I don't think they could get in this year. It's already so crowded, you can't get anywhere
The
on the highway.
snowbirds. Yeah, the snowbirds aren't going.
Yeah, we to make a left-hand turn out of our street onto Old Dixie Highway, we have to turn right and go up around the circle about a block away and come back down at most times of the day.
Mm.
They're moving to Florida at the rate of 1,000 a week.
Oh, wow. The RV park that we have been going to in the past is about half Canadian in the wintertime, both from Ontario and Quebec, both. Big French Canadian population there.
Mm.
Are you going to get down here then this winter?
I don't know. We can't decide whether we're going to come or not. We haven't been able to make that decision yet. The original plan, of course, was yes, but don't know. Enough coronavirus here. We don't really want to go where there's more. So
No, but people are coming because it's hard to get into the parks now. When Louis and I want to go down here to a 7 miles away or 20 miles away or 50 miles away, we have to be 30, 60, 90 days out at least.
Christy?
Good morning.
Christy.
hi, Christy.
Morning to everybody.
Morning, Christy.
I love your decorated houses behind you.
Oh, thank
Really
you.
cute. I love
Thank
these.
you. Those were gifts from my husband over the years, so.
Oh.
Glad you're enjoying them.
Maybe that's the young girl.
The ones you saw on our mantle a little bit ago are ones that belong to Steve's mother and his sister, both of whom have passed away. So they're nice remembrances of family members.
Sylvia Danlon's angelic with the tree coming out of the top of his head.
It is angelic.
I need all the help I can get, so that's good.
We had breakfast already spread out this morning with wonderful eggs and homemade bread and a beautiful
That's-
table.
That's
Yeah.
right. Today's a special day, isn't it? Happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday, Sylvia.
I almost texted you this morning when I thought about it, and then I thought, no, it's 6 o'clock out there. You don't want to hear birthday wishes at that hour.
I'm sure that we planned this very wisely. There's Thanksgiving, then there's Dan's birthday, then that's our anniversary wedding, and then my birthday, and now Christmas coming. So just feel very gifted.
One of my good friends' birthday is on Christmas Day, so she solved that problem by marrying someone of the Jewish faith.
No.
She called her Christmas tree her Hanukkah bush.
But my rabbi friend calls it, he married a Southern Baptist. She converted, but
Oh.
Well, my dad's birthday was on Christmas, and he said he never had a birthday party.
Oh. Yeah.
Our grandson's birthday is the week before Christmas, but our daughter-in-law has done a really good job of making sure that he has a party that's totally separate from Christmas, so that he doesn't feel like he never had a birthday like your dad did.
Yeah.
That's what we did with Aaron, because his is the 17th. And I always made sure that his Christmas was one thing and his birthday was another, but he always wanted the Christmas tree up on his birthday.
My youngest had no choice. He was born New Year's Eve. And Vicky's daughter, her birthday is the 28th of December, and my son Steve's is the 31st. So we had distinct birthday parties for them both. So the week between Christmas and New Year's was always a week-long family reunion for us.
Party week.
well, it's time to begin. And are there joys or concerns to share before we center into silence? Dan Berger will be the worship leader this morning. And so are there joys and concerns to share?
Well, Beth called yesterday to tell me about Ruth. Ruth is in the hospital at IU West for severe dehydration. They think it's largely due to her Parkinson's more than the COVID. She's severely limited in how much she can move. And because of COVID, nobody can come into her apartment to help her. Yeah, and so I'm sure that has contributed to her dehydration and all of that. It's only about 15 feet from the kitchen sink to her chair in the living room, but she probably can't carry anything between the two. So we need to keep her in our thoughts and prayers. Second thing is that Steve has tested positive for COVID. So we have been sheltering here at home for a while. His symptoms are relatively mild, but when they kick in, they don't feel like any fun from what he tells me. So Ruth and we could all use your thoughts and prayers.
Also, my cousin, many of you will remember Marilyn Fields Reed. Her mother was Maud Fields, longtime members at West Newton. And her birthday is today. She's 84 and she is not doing well at all. And she has Alzheimer's. And so the girls are helping, and hospice comes in a couple of times a week to help her and her husband, Jack. So please keep Marilyn Fields Reed in your prayers as well.
Let's hold these friends in the light and pray for healing. We'll go into silence. If you please put yourself on mute to avoid feedback situations, and then Dan will speak out of the silence as he is led.
Well, good morning to you all. I first off would like to report that charitable giving is still out there. I got to watch people put money in the Salvation Army red bucket as I was ringing the bell at the bucket in front of the Kroger in Plainfield a couple days this week. It was very heartening to see that happen, and I got feedback from several people saying how nice it was to see the Salvation Army was still around and still doing their job. And I got to see parents giving their children coins to put in the red bucket, and teaching the idea of charitable giving. It was heartening to watch that. I probably did that more for me than for them, because that was part of my growing up, going to town in Goshen, Indiana, where there was a bell ringer and a bucket on every corner, it seemed like. That was the sound of Christmas to me when you went to town to spend your childhood allowance on gifts for family and friends, and would hear the Salvation Army bell ringers on every corner. The title of this one is, "It is Time to Fix It." I don't get flustered easily, and you might have to work pretty hard to outright annoy me. I don't frighten easily, and there's no boogeyman in the backyard, much to the contrary opinion of my offspring. The smaller the moon, the bigger the boogeyman was in their thinking. The idea of going to the unlit barn on a moonless night was just past imagination, right to the point of lunacy. How's that for a contradiction? Lunacy on a moonless night. I guess I'd probably fail my English class essay. I'm pretty laid back, but I have found that I can have mishappenings that I have acknowledged as problematic and then ignored and ignored again. I ignore them, and then the irritation, as it were, percolates or ferments over time and will build up to a real annoyance. Without intervention, my dander can swell from this now immense aggravation. Without it being checked, my attention will be entirely consumed by that aggravation and spur me into action. It is time to fix it. You might think that these things I find monumental, if left unchecked, might lead to war or famine or death and conquest, that these blooming bothers might have international, if not universal, consequences. But no, nothing so big. The malfunctions I'm referring to are house things like faucet drips, doors that stick, hinges that squeak, latches that won't, wheels that don't roll, a toaster that won't brown bread the same way twice, and things like that. These are the type of goings on in my everyday that I let go time and time, yet knowing that things can and should work better. I know it's much better to fix a small problem before it becomes a bigger one. I can reseal the faucet that drips. I know which the correct tools are and how to use them, and which replacement parts to gather and how to mitigate any expected leakage. I know I can accomplish the fix because I've done it before. But for a while, I just ignore the drip. Why? Laziness, I suppose, but it's time to fix it. I had a door that would stick. It had, since the last coat of paint filled the clearance gap between the door and the frame. One would grab the knob and pull with the average amount of tension necessary to open the door. Expecting the door to be open, you would dance step one right foot forward. However, the round handle would have slipped from your grip. The wiggle of the door caused by the interplay of the freed handle and the worn hinges would have dislodged it from its sticking point. Then would have opened just enough to catch a chin or a nose or a forehead somewhere between the dance move and finding the knob again. I know how to hang and trim doors, and I know how to make them operate smoothly. I know how to correct the door operation so it isn't a hazard. Why did I change my door operating behavior for that one door rather than making the repair? Laziness, I guess. It's time to fix it. I have another door that doesn't latch when the door closer draws it shut. I have investigated the reason. I have removed the binding sweep at the bottom and have determined that the latch is too close to the jamb. It will latch with a slight turn of the handle and a little pull. It's the east-facing door on the breezeway. It's the one that everyone uses, well, except the Jehovah's Witness. Visitors just assume that the door will close slowly and latch behind them, but it doesn't. I've been using this as a clandestine means of determining that someone has been in the breezeway. To latch after I pass through. This habit modification has come from being irritated by the door banging on windy days. It's time to fix it. Why don't I? Unambitious, maybe? Is that the same as being lazy? As Jesus is quoted in John 13, a new commandment I give you, that you love one another, even as I have loved you, and that you also one another. By this, all men will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. And Paul speaks of love in his first letter to the Corinthians. Love is patient and kind. Love is jealous or boastful. It's not ignorant or rude. Love does not insist on its own way. It's not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrong, but rejoices in right. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, So how is my Christian love house holding up? Commandment following, working as well as it should? I know when the drip, drip, drip of my impatient attitude seeps in. It's time to fix it. I know when my lips don't latch and arrogance and rudeness comes up. It's time to fix it. I know when there is a jammed doorway in my soul that keeps me from bringing forth the kindness of Christ's example. Sometimes that even feels like a bump on the forehead. It's time to fix it. Holy Spirits, please show me the way. Help me fix while they are still yet small.
We've come to the close of our meeting time. Are there any final thoughts that folks would like to share before we say goodbye for this week?
Just can't stop thinking that for those of us who have a moral compass, knowing that we need to get adjusted sometimes and get back on track is a blessing. And the prayer would be to all of those who have no moral compass to somehow find one during this season.
Thank you all for being here at worship, a rich time to be together and to see each other. And we hope to see you next Sunday when Sylvia will be the worship leader. And then in 2 weeks, we're going to have a musical program from the meeting house. Lynn is going to play Christmas carols on the piano as Norma is going to do some organ things, and I'll be presiding from the meeting house. So be the three of us there. And we'll see how that goes technologically. So,
Andy's gonna sing for us too.
and Andy's going to sing. Yes, Norma's son. So
So it'll be on Zoom.
yes,
as
it
well.
will be on Zoom. Yes. Yeah.
Sweet.
So have a blessed week, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Have a good trip to Philly.
Yeah, I will. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.